Okay, I'm happy to say that the time travel stuff is out of the way, and now I can talk about other stuff. And the most important other stuff is that the book's gonna be free for the 31st of December and the 1st of January. So you can get yourself the book for the New Year's, and then you can spend the entire year reading it and crying, or not. I don't know. Well, yeah. So it's gonna be free for the next 2 days. Now the next thing I wanted to talk about is about the missing axiom of this theory. Something that the theory argues, and which is very different from many other philosophies, and it's the thing that sets it apart. But it's not an axiom, and that's a kind of strange. But it's not an axiom. It doesn't need to be an axiom. And the thing I'm talking about is that experience is a fundamental dimension, or experience is an instance of existence as such, a unique, single instance of existence. And why didn't I make this a theory, an axiom? Why didn't I make it into an axiom? Well, because I don't need to. If I'm saying that experience is fundamental, then it means that nothing produces it. It means that it has no more fundamental components that produce it. And if it has no fundamental components that produce it, it means it's a single element. It has no structure. If it had the structure, then the components would be the thing that produces it. And if experience is fundamental, those components don't exist. So it has to be one thing. And the fact it exists is obvious, because experience is a type of existence. And if you don't believe that, then you're just playing with words. It's the same. It means the same thing. Existence and experience. Experience is a type of existence, and any existence that is not experiential is just a hypothesis. And other people have paid notice to that. One of them is Alfred North Whitehead, which I mentioned before. So I don't need to assume that the experience is a single element. I already assumed it by arguing that that experience is fundamental. So I don't need to make that axiom, but I do need to. But it is important to understand this, because once you understand that experience is a single element, then you have to ask yourself. You see other experiential out there. Like there's the axiom that rejects solipsism, meaning there are other experiential agents out there. Now, if you have one, if your experience is fundamental, nothing is producing it, then you have to ask yourself, how can other experiential agents affect it? Because it's independent, causally independent. It perceives the world, but the world doesn't actually affect it. So how do other experiential agents force it to do things that it doesn't want, or that it doesn't intend? How can there be body-space reconciliation? How can there be reconciliation between the accounts of other experiential agents, making it so that we all obey the same rules? If experience is causally independent, it could have done anything, but it doesn't. Why? How can that be? And the only way that's possible is that it's the same experience in everyone. If that wasn't the case, then it would have been impossible. It would have been irrational. You could have made a theory about it. So even without making any axiom about the metaphysical structure of reality, I get to the idea that there is one metaphysical element that is experience, and it's the same metaphysical experience in all of us. And this understanding is the thing that makes it that will direct your thoughts to the understanding to the realization of this theory in its entirety. And because then the thing that is emerging, that keeps realities in sync, is no longer the physical wakeful world, but rather experience itself. It's the fact that it's one element connected to all these other various accounts of the wakeful physical world that keeps them in sync. And these worlds can be detached, can be separate. And this understanding that this is the glue, the thing that glues all the realities together, is the dimension of experience, is this instance of existence that is experience, is like the thing that breaks this theory apart from Alfred North Whitehead's philosophy. It's the thing that breaks it apart from everyone who's talking about physics at the moment and is trying to salvage. Like, they see that there is no single shared reality, and they're trying to salvage that shared reality because they don't believe that what else could keep everything in sync. It doesn't make any sense. It's because they never made these realizations that about the dimension of experience, about experience being the thing that binds all of this together, keeping it in sync. And I guess the question is, why don't they get it? I'm skeptic whether this is gonna stay unknown for long. I think that soon enough, someone will say exactly what I said and claim all this, their entire understanding, their own. They will not be aware of this theory, but you learning about it now, you get to see it before it happens. And so you need to understand this theory is on the precipice of being mainstream, or the winning theory. In reality, it's a matter of time. It's not, everything is pointing at it. You can, if you review everything that happens in the most avant-garde of physics, you see everything is pointing to this theory. Eventually someone respectable will probably voice it and put it in form that will make other scientists happy, other academic people in academia happy, but it's going to be the same theory. And you get to read it for free if you download it tomorrow or the day after.